Hello viewers. Welcome to Seek Wisdom. Today in this video, we present you the summary of the classic book, The Science of Getting Rich, written by Wallace D. Wattles. This book is a step-by-step scientific approach to attracting financial and spiritual wealth. This is the 100-year-old book that inspired Rhonda Byrne's best-selling The Secret. It explains the precise series of practical steps that, if followed, guarantee prosperity. Let's get started. Whatever may be said in praise of poverty, the fact remains that it is not possible to live a really complete or successful life unless one is rich. No man can rise to his greatest possible height in talent or soul development unless he has plenty of money. A man develops in mind, soul, and body by making use of things, and society is so organized that man must have money in order to become the possessor of things. Therefore, the basis of all advancement for man must be the science of getting rich. No man ought to be satisfied with a little if he is capable of using and enjoying more. The purpose of nature is the advancement and unfoldment of life, and every man should have all that can contribute to the power, elegance, beauty, and richness of life. To be content with less is sinful. There are three motives for which we live. We live for the body, for the mind, and for the soul. No one of these is better or holier than the other. Man cannot live fully in body without good food, comfortable clothing, and warm shelter, and without freedom from excessive toil. Rest and recreation are also necessary to his physical life. He cannot live full in mind without books and time to study them. For all these, you need money. There is a science of getting rich. There are certain laws which govern the process of acquiring riches. Once these laws are learned and obeyed by any man, he will get rich with mathematical certainty. The ownership of money and property comes as a result of doing things in a certain way. Getting rich is not a matter of environment, possession of talent, or savings, not a matter of choosing some particular business or profession. No man is kept poor because opportunity has been taken away from him, or because other people have monopolized their wealth and have put a fence around it. You may be shut off from engaging in business in certain lines, but there are other channels open to you. At different periods the tide of opportunity sets in different directions, according to the needs of the whole. There is abundance of opportunity for the man who will go with the tide, instead of trying to swim against it. No one is kept in poverty by a shortness in the supply of riches. There is more than enough for all. The visible supply is practically inexhaustible, and the invisible supply really is inexhaustible. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which, in its original state, permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. There is no limit to the supply of formless stuff, or original substance. The formless stuff is intelligent, and is always impelled toward more life. Thought is the only power which can produce tangible riches from the formless substance. A thought, in this substance, produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. A man's way of doing things is the direct result of the way he thinks about things. To do things in the way you want to do them, you will have to acquire the ability to think the way you want to think. This is the first step toward getting rich. To think what you want to think is to think truth, regardless of appearances. To look upon the appearances of poverty will produce corresponding forms in your own mind, unless you hold to the truth that there is no poverty. There is only abundance. We must grasp the truth that every thought held in this substance becomes a form, and that man can so impress his thoughts upon it as to cause them to take form and become visible things. When we realize this, we lose all doubt and fear, for we know that we can create what we want to create. We can get what we want to have, and can become what we want to be. You must get rid of the last vestige of the old idea that there is a deity whose will it is that you should be poor, or whose purposes may be served by keeping you in poverty. The desire for riches is simply the capacity for larger life-seeking fulfillment. It is the desire of God that you should get rich. He wants you to get rich because he can express himself better through you if you have plenty of things to use in giving him expression. You do not want to get rich in order to live swinishly, for the gratification of animal desires. That is not life. But the performance of every physical function is a part of life, and no one lives completely who denies the impulses of the body a normal and healthful expression. Get rid of the idea that God wants you to sacrifice yourself for others, and that you can secure his favor by doing so. What he wants is that you should make the most of yourself, for yourself, and for others. And you can help others more by making the most of yourself than in any other way. Intelligent substance will make things for you, but it will not take things away from someone else and give them to you. You must get rid of the thought of competition. You are to create, not to compete for what is already created. Riches secured on the competitive plane are never satisfactory and permanent. They are yours today, and another's tomorrow. Every man who becomes rich by competition throws down behind him the ladder by which he rises, and keeps others down. But every man who gets rich by creation opens a way for thousands to follow him, and inspires them to do so. Give every man more in use value than you take from him in cash value. Then you are adding to the life of the world by every business transaction. If you want something, claim it as already yours. It will be brought to you by the power of the supreme intelligence, acting upon the minds of men. The whole process of mental adjustment and atonement can be summed up in one word: gratitude. First, you believe that there is one intelligent substance, from which all things proceed. Second, you believe that this substance gives you everything you desire. And third, you relate yourself to it by a feeling of deep and profound gratitude. It is easy to understand that the nearer we live to the source of wealth, the more wealth we shall receive. And it is easy also to understand that the soul that is always grateful lives in closer touch with God than the one which never looks to him in thankful acknowledgement. The more gratefully we fix our minds on the Supreme when good things come to us, the more good things we will receive, and the more rapidly they will come. And if your gratitude is strong and constant, the reaction in formless substance will be strong and continuous. Another important factor is that you must form a clear and definite mental picture of what you want. It is not enough that you should have a general desire for wealth to do good with. You can never get rich, or start the creative power into action, by sending out unformed longings and vague desires. The more clear and definite you make your picture then, and the more you dwell upon it, bringing out all its delightful details, the stronger your desire will be, and the easier it will be to hold your mind fixed upon the picture of what you want. Remember what Jesus said: "Whatsoever things ye ask for when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them." The man who can sincerely thank God for the things which as yet he owns only in imagination, has real faith. He will get rich. He will cause the creation of whatsoever he wants. The answer to prayer is not according to your faith while you are talking, but according to your faith while you are working. To set about getting rich in a scientific way, it is wrong to apply your will to other men and women, in order to get them to do what you wish done. Substance is friendly to you, and is more anxious to give you what you want than you are to get it. To get rich, you need only to use your willpower upon yourself. Things are not brought into being by thinking about their opposites. Like if you want to become rich, you must not make a study of poverty. Health is never to be attained by studying disease and thinking about disease. Do not tell of your past troubles of a financial nature. If you have them, do not think of them at all. Do not tell of the poverty of your parents, or the hardships of your early life. Give your attention wholly to riches. Ignore poverty. Thinking in a certain way will bring riches to you, but you must not rely upon thought alone, paying no attention to personal action. By thought you can cause the gold in the hearts of the mountains to be impelled toward you. But it will not mine itself, refine itself, come rolling along the roads seeking its way into your pocket. Under the impelling power of the Supreme Spirit, Men's affairs will be so ordered that someone will be led to mine the gold for you. Other men's business transactions will be so directed that the gold will be brought toward you. And you must so arrange your own business affairs that you may be able to receive it when it comes to you. Your faith and purpose positively impress your vision upon formless substance, which is the same desire for more life that you have. And this vision, received from you, sets all the creative forces at work in and through their regular channels of action, but directed toward you. It is not your part to guide or supervise the creative process. All you have to do with that is to retain your vision, stick to your purpose, and maintain your faith and gratitude. And you can only get what is yours by giving the other man what is his. Do not spend time in the present taking thought as to the best course in possible future emergencies. Have faith in your ability to meet any emergency when it arrives. If you act in the present with your mind on the future, your present action will be with a divided mind, and will not be effective. Put your whole mind into present action. Do not wait for a change of environment before you act. Get a change of environment by action. Do not spend any time in daydreaming or castle building. Hold to the one vision of what you want, and act now. You can advance only by being larger than your present place. The world is advanced only by those who more than filled their present places. Those who do not quite fill their present places are dead weight upon society, government, commerce, and industry. They must be carried along by others at a great expense. If there is something that may be done today, and you do not do it, you have failed in so far as that thing is concerned, and the consequences may be more disastrous than you imagine. You are not to overwork, nor to rush blindly into your business in the effort to do the greatest possible number of things in the shortest possible time. The more things you do, the worse for you, if all your acts are inefficient ones. On the other hand, every efficient act is a success in itself, and if every act of your life is an efficient one, your whole life must be a success. The cause of failure is doing too many things in an inefficient manner. Success, in any particular business, depends for one thing upon your possessing in a well-developed state the faculties required in that business. Like without good musical faculty, no one can succeed as a teacher of music. The various faculties of your mind are the tools with which you must do the work which is to make you rich. It will be easier for you to succeed if you get into a business for which you are well equipped with mental tools. However, you can get rich in any business, for if you have not the right talent, few can develop that talent. It merely means that you will have to make your tools as you go along. Doing what you want to do is life, and it is certain that you can do what you want to do. The desire to do it is proof that you have within you the power which can do it. If you feel that you are not in the right vocation, do not act too hastily in trying to get into another one. The best way to change business or environment is by growth. There is a mind which knows all there is to know, and you can come into close unity with this mind by faith and the purpose to advance in life, if you have deep gratitude. You can get into the business you want by making constructive use of the business you are already established in, by doing your daily work in a certain way. And insofar as your business consists in dealing with other men, whether personally or by letter, the key thought of all your efforts must be to convey to their minds the impression of increase. Convey the impression of advancement with everything you do, so that all people shall receive the impression that you are an advancing man, and that you advance all who deal with you. If you can give increase of life to others and make them sensible of the fact, they will be attracted to you, and you will get rich. Do not boast or brag of your success. Never lose sight of your vision of what you want, or your faith and purpose to get what you want. The men and women who practice the foregoing instructions will certainly get rich, and the riches they receive will be in exact proportion to the definiteness of their vision, the fixity of their purpose, the steadiness of their faith, and the depth of their gratitude. Here we will wind up the video. If you like this, hit a like, share it with your friends. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, do subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified about the latest updates. Be happy, be safe.